This is probably the first camera that most of us will make in Godot. We add a camera 2D to the player, press play, and now the camera follows us. And technically, this already works. Godot also gives us smoothing, drag margins, limits, and a bunch of other settings that we can turn on. But turning on more settings doesn't automatically make the camera feel more intentional or better at all. The camera still does not know when to move, where it should look, or what part of the level actually matters. So we're going to be rebuilding it around these decisions. Right now, the camera is attached directly to the player. It's a very common way that people will add the camera to their scenes. That means that every player movement automatically becomes camera movement. Instead, we can create a separate camera rig. The player tells us what's going on. The camera rig decides how it should actually be framed. Then, the camera 2D handles the final zoom, limits, and effects. We can move the rig using frame rate independent interpolation, so it feels consistent at different frame rates. And because the rig handles the smoothing, we disable the camera 2D's built-in smoothing. Now, we control the camera independently from the player, but it still moves through every tiny correction. So when we adjust our position before a jump, the character should move, but the frame should not. So inside of the dead zone, the camera rig stays still. It only follows when the player reaches one of the edges. This makes the frame stable. But now it is stable in the wrong place. When we move right, we need to see more of the level on the right, so we shift the target toward our travel direction. The first version switched sides instantly, which made every quick correction throw the screen around. So we ease the look ahead instead. A quick correction moves the character. Committed movement moves the frame. Now the camera stays stable when nothing important changes, but it reveals the level when our direction actually changes. But those same rules completely fall apart if we jump. A normal jump moves the player upwards, but it usually brings us back to the same ground. If the camera follows the full arc, the platform we're trying to land on moves beneath us. So vertically, we use a larger dead zone and remember a stable height. A normal jump stays inside the frame. Reaching a genuinely higher platform crosses the boundary and moves the camera upwards. But during a long fall, keeping the camera still hides the landing. So as our downward speed increases, we gradually shift the target beneath the player. A small drop barely changes the frame, whereas a fast fall reveals more of what is below. Now, the camera knows the difference between jumping, climbing, and falling, but movement is not the only thing that decides what should be visible. A boss room should show the fight, a vertical tower should show what is above us, and the edge of the map should not reveal empty space. These are not player movement problems though, they're level framing problems. Now limits keep the view inside the level, so limits are our solution here. Camera zones let a specific area change the normal rules. A zone can change the zoom, limits look ahead, follow speed, or replace the player with a fixed target entirely. The camera rig handles normal movement, the level takes control when the space needs different framing, and once the framing works, we add effects on top. For a hard landing, we combine animation and a sound with a small downward offset and a short vertical shake. We can apply the effect. We apply the effect through the camera 2D's offset so the camera rig stays stable underneath. The direction should match the action and the effect should stay stable. The character landed, a continent did not split in half. There's a difference. This was the camera that we started with, and this is the same player and level now. Underneath all of this, the camera is still following the target. We just stopped treating every player movement as a reason to move the frame. With the dead zone ignoring small corrections, look ahead reveals small committed movements, vertical tracking separates jump from fall, and camera zones let the level decide what matters. A good camera doesn't just ask, hey, did the player move? Oh yes, okay, let's follow it. It asks, did what the player needs to see change? If you guys enjoyed this video and want to learn more about camera rigs or whatever, I have a lot of stuff on my website down below. Go check it out. I have any extensive code stuff on this video specifically on a blog post, so go check that out. The demo also takes 2 minutes if you want to just go check out the general website. I teach how to make games completely from scratch, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, and you want to actually publish and finish your first game. So if you're stuck in tutorial hell and can't find yourself finishing a game, go check out my website. It's designed specifically for you. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.